everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. So firstly, I apologize for not uploading a lot. I've been really busy with school and with other things outside of the game that I just haven't had the time to edit and record, but here I am. I know I keep taking breaks every now and then, but I promise someday, probably during the summer, I will go back on my regular uploading schedule just because I'll have more time and I won't be so busy. But onto today's video, I will be talking about some club tips. As a club owner myself, I have some pretty good advice for those of you who own a club but isn't really going well, and also for those of you who are thinking about starting a club but are really unsure what to do. So yeah, if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe as it helps me a lot. Thank you so much for 70 subscribers. But yeah, let's get right into it. So the first thing you kind of want to have in mind if you're going to be a club owner is to make sure that you don't want an everyday growth mark, because then people are going to be they're more interested in having a bunch of members than caring for the ones they have and stuff like that, which really isn't good for your club, because that's how most clubs get disbanded, because there's a lot of drama going on about them or they have a really toxic community. So I would just say, I know a lot of probably club tip videos say this, but value quality over quantity, because then you have an idea of how you want to start running your club and you can care for the members you have more than having 50 unactive players compared to 20 on regularly players. And I just think that this really helps because, one, if you want to have a dressage practice, if you had a completely inactive 50-player club, you would be the only one on. And I know everybody doesn't like dressage, which is completely fine, but still, if you were just a hangout clubs usually have events that if you didn't have a bunch of active players on or members, you wouldn't have fun at them, if you know what I mean. So what I would usually say is a good growth rate. I don't personally use this because I'm kind of not at the stage where I'm just creating my club, but a good growth rate, in my opinion, is about 5 to 8 members a day. So the second thing you kind of want to value in club owning is making sure that practices are available for everyone. Because yes, you are the owner, you need to log on as many times a day as possible, so to make sure that your members actually know that you're invested into club owning. But you also need to have enough wiggle room that you can do the things you like. So a lot of people have school, especially during the school year, and probably after school events that take up a few hours of their afternoon. So I suggest making practices a little later, depending on your age range of your members, because blind professors members are kind of on the older side, so they are allowed to stay up until the practice time. But if you have younger members, then I don't think it's a good idea to make your practices for 9 p.m. Eastern, because that's probably the time they have to go to bed, or a little earlier. So I suggest making practices for a little later if you have an older crew, or a little earlier if you have a younger crew. You also want to take in consideration that people have different time zones, because yes, SSO tries their best to seclude the different time zones, but anybody can really play on any server no matter where they live. So I think it's really important to keep in mind that you may be Eastern time, so it may be 9 p.m. for you when it's like 7 p.m. for another member. And it's just really considerate to think about them, because you, as owning a dressage club, you want as many members as possible online during a practice, because then it enhances their learning and your learning as well. So then you don't have to give like 5 private lessons in like the middle of the weekend and just enjoy your weekend on the game and stuff. So I suggest making a time that's suitable for everyone. Like, also, if you give interviews, I don't personally give interviews anymore. I have an application form. I ask what days can you be on the most and what times, so then I kind of have an idea if they're not going to be on for a specific time or practice, and when they will be on, so then I know to either practice the next week's lesson or the past week's lesson with them. So I just think it's really important to take in consideration that not everyone lives by you on the same side of the United States. There's people who live on the West Coast and the East Coast and in North and South. So there's gonna be all different people on at different times because they all have different time zones. So the third kind of thing you want to keep in mind, I said that so many times, is to make sure you kind of have people that are invested in your club. You don't want inactive people, like I said before, but you also don't want people who literally stay online during a practice and choose not to come, because those are the people who most likely should get kicked or should find a different club that suits them, because it's really unnecessary if you have someone that completely skips practice for no evident reason, and it's just really stupid in my opinion, because if you're bored on the game, then you would want to come. But you know, like, things happen. You're not always gonna have a bunch of people who are interested in dressage, which is completely fine. But if you're a full dressage club, like if you only do dressage, nothing else, then it probably isn't the best route for you to have people who choose not to come to dressage, because if you're a dressage club, then that's really the only thing that you but it's really like the only thing that you do. So it's just important for you to kind of like value that and make sure that your members understand that you are a dressage club and you don't like skip practices and stuff like that. Another thing that's kind of really connected with that is to make sure that you don't lie about your club, because I've done it a few times in the past, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't do it anymore because they just leave anyways. Because if someone's looking for a club in global, let's say, and you just say, they say Western clubs, and you're like, oh, well, I don't have a Western club, but I'm sure they'd be interested. So you friend them, but at the same time, they're looking for a full Western club. So there's no point in doing that if they're just gonna leave, because no offense, but that's really, really stupid. Because you lied about your club, but two, you don't really care about your club's growth and environment, because some people, trust me, once you probably get to a bigger state in your club, then people are going to be interested in joining. I know from my experience with club owning, people are going to be interested in joining. And if you have those people who are looking for a Western club join, then they're just taking up space. Because one, there's people out there who actually love dressage, like me, and two, you're worsening their chance in joining, because if you have a bunch of members who don't have no idea what they're doing, then they're most likely not going to join. I mean, like, participate. Oh my gosh, I hate missions. They're most likely not going to participate in, like, events and stuff. So I would just say, make sure you stay truthful about what your club is about, and make sure you don't, like, honestly change it because you want a specific person to join, because that's, like, really not how SSO clubs go. You can have a club that does many different things, like an all-around club and stuff, but you shouldn't be a hangout club just to change to a dressage club because someone was looking for a dressage club, because then you probably know nothing about dressage, so then those people are gonna leave and then you won't have anybody. So just stay truthful about what your club is about. Okay, now into, like, kind of like the clubbish stuff. You want to have an outfit that is unique and not stolen, because I see a bunch of clubs that have, like, used, like, the white knitted sweater and then the white saddle pad, and I'm like, oh, well, I've just seen, like, 5 clubs use the same outfit, and it's just not unique, because yeah, people are gonna have it probably, so it'll be quicker for them to get the outfit, but, like, it'll, like, that causes tension and drama, because if you use the same club horse and club outfit, then nobody's gonna tell which club is which club and stuff. So I just suggest do an outfit that is very unique to your club. So, like, we're blind professors, so our club colors are gray and black, but we don't use like the black crop top or whatever, and we don't use stuff like that, if you know what I'm saying. Sorry, I get really, like, sidetracked. But you should, like, know, like, where to buy the stuff, but you should also be prepared for people not to have it, because that's, like, you don't want to, I keep getting sidetracked, I apologize. You don't want to have members not know where the stuff is and, like, have no clue how to buy it, but you also want to make sure that they, like, it's unique. I keep saying unique, I apologize, but uniqueness is really key, especially in a dressage club, because if you do competitions and stuff, you usually get judged on your outfit apart from how well you perform. And so you don't want a club outfit that someone else has, but you don't want one that will, like, take your members a million years to get. if that makes any sense. I'm really focusing during missions, so if I get, like, sidetracked, I'm sorry. But you also want a pretty good, like, info list, because that's where new members look first. They look in the info, and if you have a messy info and it's just like, hi, welcome to the club, stuff like that, people are not gonna want to join because they think it's gonna be unorganized, not inactive, unorganized, and so they really don't want that, so they'll probably leave. Another kind of, like, tip I'd say is make sure that you don't give up, because yes, in order to create a club, it costs 50 star coins. You could buy a saddle pad with that, or a new shirt, or something with that amount of money. So if you give up, you're wasting those star coins, and it really sucks. I know sometimes nobody seems interested, and so you're just like, oh, nobody's joining my club. Why not, like, give up because nobody finds interest? Well, at the same time, people are finding interest in your club. They're just too afraid to join because they're small and they want some new friends or something. So they're just really embarrassed maybe to join a smaller club, but you gotta interact with them. Tell them I am working on socials and stuff like that, to assure them that this is the right choice for your club. The last and final tip that I have is to have fun. You really don't want a club that's very toxic to others, like I mentioned before, but you don't want a club that does nothing at all. You don't want a club that just sits at Steve's and watches other people. You want a club that hangs out and does fun things that make them want to stay in the club. Stuff like that. You also want to have attendance points that show that if you're on for this amount of time, then you will get a rank up and stuff like that. I could go on and on about club tips, but I don't want this video to be 500 minutes long, so I'm going to stop that there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this kind of helped you. If it didn't, don't be afraid to mail me. My username is Allegria Cattop. And yeah, so I will see you guys in the next video. Again, apologies for not posting a lot. I've been really busy, but I will hopefully get back in the schedule during the summer. I hope you have a great day or night, and I will see you next time. Bye!